Alright, what's going on? I'm really making this video because my dad wants some help with some chords, and thought maybe some other people could use some help with some basic chords, so here you go. I'm just going to go over a couple. Alright, first, I'm going to start out with the E major chord. It's kind of the quintessential one to start out with. So to make this, some people make it differently, but the way I make it, and I think it's the easiest, is you'll take your left or your playing hand, your fretting hand, your second finger or your middle finger, and your third finger or your ring finger, and your first finger, and just to make this chord, you'll put on the second fret A string your middle finger, and on the second fret D string your ring finger, and then on the string just below that, or rather just above it, you'll put your index finger. And for this chord, you're going to need to play all 6 strings at once. So when you play it through, it should sound something like this. And that's E major. Alright, next we'll go ahead and go with the G. And for the G, I usually play it like this. I'll take my middle finger, put it on the E string or 6th string on the 3rd fret. Your index finger will go on the 2nd string, or 2nd fret A string, or 5th string, and then your ring finger will go on the 1st string, 3rd fret. And that is a G chord. You're going to need to play all 6 strings with that one too. Now, one of my favorite things to do with the G chord, though, is to bring the 3rd finger to the 2nd string, and put my pinky finger on the 6th string. So, just like that on the 3rd one, 3rd fret. And so then you'll bring it in, it kind of gives it a nice little extra something, so you'll play all the strings again. And obviously it's not a pure G chord, so make sure that if you're trying to play a pure G, you're not playing that. Alright, next we're going to go with the A major chord. And there's several different ways to play this, but I usually play it like this, where I'll take my 2nd finger and just use it to bar the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. And then you're only going to need to play from the A string or 5th string down for this one. And a good way to make sure that you're getting the right sound when you're first starting out to play it is to use 3 fingers to make the chord. So you'll take your 3rd finger, then put it on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, your second finger on the 2nd fret 3rd string, and your index finger on the 3rd fret 4th string. Now it's important to try and get the places that you fret the string the closest to the fret that they're going to be behind. So in this case, this is the 2nd fret. So we want to have them close to that, because that gives you that really nice sound instead of being maybe a little bit hollow if you do it like maybe down here. So sometimes it's kind of hard to play it like that if you hadn't done it in a while. But the trick is to make sure you get all those strings, and you want to play from only the A string down. So in other words, the A chord does not use the E string. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and learn the A minor. And so for this one, you're going to need to make the exact same shape that you did with your E major chord, except you're going to move it to the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, respectively, your index finger being the one on the 1st fret 2nd string. And again, here you're not going to need to play the E string, you're only going to play from A down. And a good thing to know, or a good thing to do sometimes if you're doing heavy strumming, is if you can just use your thumb to kind of mute this string, so whenever you hear that, you strike it and it's not making any sound. And so if you're strumming really hard, then you don't have to worry about only hitting from the A string down. So it's going to sound like something like this. And see, when you're really strumming, you can just pound it out because you get that thumb there. That's kind of keeping that one muted, so you can. But anyway, which also reminds me, the E minor chord is an E major sans the index finger. So make your E major shape and just take the index finger off of there, and again play all 6 strings because it is an E chord. That's got a really nice full sound to it. I always like that. Alright, now for the D chord, you're going to need your first 3 fingers again. And this one is made simply by placing your second finger on the first string, second chord, and your index finger on the third string, second fret. Sorry, I said chord earlier. And then you're going to need to take your ring finger and put it on the third fret, second string. So you're kind of making that little pattern right there. So just like this. And then you're going to need to play this one. Some people play from the A down, some people play from the D. It really just depends. I generally tend to kind of do that thumb mute thing we talked about earlier with the 6th string whenever I'm playing my D, so it kind of gives it that nice D sound. You really want to exemplify that, and not that just E string that's just out there and really bold. So. Alright, now let's go for the C chord. And so for a C, what you'll do is take your index finger and put it on the 2nd string, 1st fret. You can see that. And then take your 2nd finger and put it on the 3rd string, 3rd fret. And then your ring finger is going to go on the 3rd fret, 5th string. So make sure you skip that D string and put it on the A string. And again, you're just going to want to play from A down and use that thumb so you can really get in there and strum. Oh, I'm sorry. That was wrong. I'm sorry. First finger on the 1st fret, 2nd string. 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and ring finger on the 3rd fret, 5th string. I just had that middle finger flip-flop there. So again, only play from A down. That's the sound we're looking for, not that. I don't even know what this was. Something else, I don't know. Anyway. So there's your C chord. And then one more. This is the F chord. And so I generally tend to do this in a bar just because it's the easiest for me. Some people like to do it where you have to bar these 2 down here and then do like this thing like that. I can't ever get it to sound very well, especially when I'm playing hard. And so what you're going to need to do is take your index finger and just make a bar. And put that right behind that 1st fret there. You see how close that's getting? 1st fret right there? That's going to give you the best sound. And so then you'll take your pinky finger and your ring finger and put them both on the 3rd fret, and then put your ring finger on the 5th string and your pinky finger on the 4th string. And then you'll have your middle finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. And what the bar is doing here is that's keeping the E string and the first 2 strings on that 1st fret. And so you want to try to really, really get on there and, keep it close to that fret. And that is your F right there. And again, you're going to play all the strings. Alright, so that about does it. I guess we're just going to go over right quick. I mean, everything, you got your E major, E minor, D, G, special G we talked about. It has an actual name, it's not called special G. And then your A major, A minor, C, and F. Alright, well that about does it. Just some simple chords for you. Talk to you next time.